So it says we're live. I'm just going to wait and confirm real quick. Everyone that can hear me, hello, hello. Just bear with me 1 second. I thought I had the stream already pulled up on the computer, but apparently I did not. Gotta make sure we're not being doubled. Okay. All right, guys, can you hear us okay? Or can you hear me okay so far?
Check.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't be a stream with Sledgehammer Horror if we didn't have some type of technical difficulty.
Dude, it happens to everyone. I guarantee you. Like, and it never gets better. Like, well, it gets better, but it never goes away entirely.
Right.
Okay, so here we go. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. And here we go. Just bringing up all the right windows on my end. And the popped out chat. Bada bing, bada boom. Good to go. All right, so here we are. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird, and today we are presenting episode 7 of Hellevator Pitch. And it's awesome for a couple of reasons, namely my two guests. That's right, I do have two guests today. It is Ken and Ashley from the Sledgehammer Horror channel. I believe, I think I already put it in the chat. If I didn't yet, okay. The link to their channel is in the description box down below, so make sure you go and give them a follow. In my opinion, Sledgehammer Horror is like probably one of the most affable and at this point probably one of the most well-known horror channels on YouTube, just because you guys reach out to so many people and you build so many bridges, and it's kind of rare to see a channel so focused on doing exactly that. And so I think it deserves the credit that maybe you guys don't get enough for that. So great work on that, and welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
We're excited to be here. It's so awesome. It's been way too long since we've worked together, so we're very excited to be back here working with you again.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, and I do, I'll tell everyone here now, I do intend to do an interview with you guys, breaking down your horror history like we've done with a lot of other YouTubers on the channel. So look forward to that, guys. That'll be coming. We'll be doing that sometime after June, because I'm really focused in script mode right now for DNN2. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let me just say hi to a few people in the chat real quick. We've got Dice rolling. What's up, Dice? Good to see you.
Hey,
Dice was the last opponent for Hellevator Pitch, so good to see Dice in the chat. And Nathan is in the chat as well. Our Life in Horror and Movie Mike, Jonathan Nichols, Gene Whitcomb. And so thank you guys for stopping by. Anyone that wants to take part in the voting, we very much welcome it, and the more the better. So please feel free to share out the stream so we can have a substantial voting pool. But even if not, we're going to have some fun, you guys, and the audience will still decide whether the pool be big or small. So all that means is we have to impress a few people rather than a lot of people, but it's going to be a good time, guys. How is the volume? Can you hear Ken and Ashley well enough? Can you hear me well enough? Please.
I would like to know if I don't want to be overpowering. And
no, I'm worried you're underpowered. Like that's what I'm just making sure that they can hear you well enough. That's my big concern. But I think they can. It seems like it. But if I'm wrong, guys, let me know in the chat. But yeah, it is time to get into Hellevator Pitch. And forgive me, I'm already running out of saliva. But here we go. Guys, Hellevator Pitch is my show based on essentially elevator pitches. The idea of an elevator pitch, which, if you're not aware, an elevator pitch is something where, if you're living in Hollywood, you have to, if you have movies that you've written, if you have scripts you've written, you have to have a pitch for that script. And what you want is a short, succinct pitch for the movie that gets across the awesomeness of your idea in a very short time. And the reason why it's called an elevator pitch is because the idea is it's a very short pitch that you can do if you happen to step onto an elevator with some sort of bigwig from a studio of some kind. And you will generally have like usually between like 1 to 4 minutes, but I changed the time a little bit. So in my estimation, you get 3 to 5 minutes to give your pitch. And so this is meant to mimic that. And why Hellevator? Because these are horror ideas. Of course, being a horror show, that's what we do here. And so we do 1 3-minute pitch, 1 4-minute pitch, and 1 5-minute pitch. The 3-minute pitch is a themed pitch, usually themed around the month that we gather to do this. Then we do an audience choice pitch. So to that end, anyone that's watching, start thinking of ideas for pitches that you would like for the second pitch of the show. And then after that, the last pitch is going to be I usually do guest choice. And in this case, they chose horror comedy. So yeah, very excited. So let me ask you guys before we get into it, again, just giving people time. How was it coming up with pitches? Is that something that you guys have done in the past with any regularity?
Yeah, I feel like my mind is constantly thinking about different like movies or something that I would want to see, and especially the one that I have come up with for the horror comedy.
The horror comedy is all her.
It's me. Yeah, it's something that I think about a lot, and it might be kind of strange, but I think it would work.
I love this idea. So when horror comedy was delivered, I was like, Ash, we've kind of, I don't want to say we've talked about it before, but the idea's been thrown around before.
Sure,
but never to the extent of actually writing a pitch of it, you know?
We literally did like multimedia in high school, so I feel like that's something that we always kind of like came up with like little ideas like this.
Yeah, like, you know, because we've done like multimedia in our town. It was audio video production essentially.
Yeah.
So you know, we both went to school for audio video production. We did our first short film, Home Is Where the Haunt Is. We're actually in pre-production, getting ready to start filming on our second short film, Psychasthenia.
Nice.
These are more like supernatural horror, but
I will see something just like out of the blue, and then I'll like just think of like a short for it. I don't know. That's just how that's how my mind works.
That's awesome. No, I feel that because it's like since I've been watching horror for so long, it's kind of become. You know, it went from a good thing to being a not so good thing now that I have kids, because I was very much, you know, I loved horror so much and I wanted to do it and write it so much that I would, like so many scenarios, just things I would encounter in the day, I would think of a horror version of it.
Yes.
You know? And like now, when I see, you know, my kids in any sort of predicament or scenario, my mind still does that, even though I'm like, no, stop, don't, you know, like that's unnecessary suffering. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so no, I totally get it. It's just the way the mind works. But it's fun, you know, because it keeps your mind busy in a fun, creative way. And you never know which of those ideas are going to be worth hanging on to. Like, that's why I'm constantly doing my voice memo on my phone. Just, you know, you never know what idea is going to be worth exploring down the line. And one of the follies of people that like to think of ideas is when one comes up, you go, okay, yeah, I'll remember to write that down a little bit later. And then it never ends up happening. So, but yeah, so no, I'm glad that this was something fun for you guys. And, yeah, I'm excited to see what y'all come up with. Now, we of course, so let me switch it up here. We are first starting with pitch number 1, which is summer themed, and we will of course do a coin toss to decide who goes first, and that's the thing. The other person technically gets 3 more minutes to think about their pitch, but whatever. At this point, we've had a lot of time anyway, so it's okay. So I give it to the guests to call. So I will say 3, 2, 1, and I will flip. And then while it's in the air, you guys go ahead and call it, okay?
Okay.
All right. What's up, Ghost Pirate? Good to see you, Kanan. Glad you could stop by.
Hey, what's up, Kanan?
All right. And in 3, 2, 1, go.
Blue.
Okay. And it is, it came out red. Okay. So that means I will choose because we just rotate, right? So,
Yep.
I will. You know what? I'll go. I'm going to be courteous. I'll go first, so that way you guys can go second in the first and third round there. But that also gives you that gives me the advantage in the second round because I'll have more time to think.
More time to think about, yeah.
So there's the pros and cons of each. All right, so summer themed, and so let me get the correct timer ready to go. Okay, I've got it selected here. So I've got to bring up my notes for the pitch. Bear with me just a second. I'm going to try and not read it directly because that's not the point of Hellevator Pitch, right? You can't be like, okay, here, just listen real quick, and start reading off of your paper. But, you do what you got to do in these circumstances. So, there's that. And, okay, cool. So. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to give myself a little countdown here in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so the film is called Summer Substitute, and the story is basically about a creature that hibernates all year but becomes active during the summer months. So it starts on the summer solstice each year. This year it's June 20th, and goes all the way until the autumn solstice. Basically, it's a shape-shifting creature that's had a routine for many years. That routine basically is it wakes up and then it claws its way out of its burrow and it heads to a nearby school. Once it reaches whatever school it chooses, it shapeshifts into a person that then applies for a job as a summer school substitute, which it always gets because there's always a teacher shortage nowadays, right? Once summer classes begin, the creature starts to feed on the students one by one after they're somehow separated from the rest of the kids. That's when we learn what this creature can really do. It's a fear mimic. So it can shapeshift into the person's greatest fear, a la kind of what Pennywise can do, sort of, But once the mimic has eaten its victim's fear, then it eats the actual victim. The fun and unique thing about the movie is how the story would be told. What I would want to do is think Hardcore Henry mixed with In a Violent Nature and The Thing. So it would be not just In a Violent Nature where you're following it, but you're literally in its eyes the whole time. So you see it claw out, you see it like kind of shapeshift in a mirror into someone and then go and do everything. And then when it's like facing down one of its kid victims, you can see it like the perspective, you grow and become bigger and then chomp on the kid and you just see the legs disappear inside your gullet kind of thing. And you can actually show the different fears different ways, like have it walk by a mirror, have it walk by a window, a reflective window, have it walk by a reflective bit of water, something like that. So this would allow, for a lot of really fun death scenes. And basically you could utilize all these different things to emphasize, the different ways that it's changing, really show the fear of the kids. And then once summer school is ended and the creature has eaten its fill, it basically relocates to a new town and then burrows itself or creates itself a new burrow to wait until the following summer. Obviously, there'd have to be some sort of confrontation towards the end where, like, maybe a few of the kids have escaped and banded together, but we haven't seen that happen on camera. But we essentially see the kids versus creature confrontation from the creature's perspective. So I just want to go, like, take that In a Violent Nature idea and go full bore, like Hardcore Henry with it. And just really see something from the bad thing's perspective, including the perspective changes as it's changing. I think following a shapeshifting substitute would be a really cool idea. And I am out of time. So there you go.
What I love about that is, like, even the movie, the opening credits start with its eyes opening and clawing out. That's fucking dope, dude. I like it. We gotta follow that shit up.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, that's definitely the one that I like more of the two that I have prepared. So hopefully I can take this one home, or this category. But we'll see. All right, so let me reset the timer.
Well, Kanan, the third one is horror comedy. This first one is a summer or holiday summer themed idea.
Correct. Yeah, it should say so underneath us there. But yeah, that is exactly right. All right, so I will hit play here in just a second. Let's see what the general reaction is here. Dice says the mimic goes down into a sewer and meets Pennywise and Michael Myers. Yep, there you go. Definitely could happen. Big Rod's in the chat. Tyler Adams in the chat. Good to see you guys. And all right, so there you go, guys. That's gonna be mine. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hand the floor over to the sledges here, and let me get everything pulled up where I need it to watch.
I'm going to read this one. She's going to read the horror comedy one.
Okay.
But we did work on these together.
Okay.
So.
All right. Fair enough. All right. So let me pull up that window where I am going to start the timer. Okay. And in 3, 2, 1, go.
So ours is centered around Memorial Day. It starts off with a group of veterans going to pay tribute to some of their fallen veterans that were alongside them in the war. They're decorating their graves with flowers, American flags, talking about being in the war. All of a sudden, this whole group of men and women start convulsing, and they all fall down dead. We see somebody come up and start planting flags into the veterans that have just passed away. That's when it all starts. It becomes like a police whodunit. Other veterans around this town start to become, killed or incapacitated. And then we end up finding out that it was they had a big party before they all went to the cemetery. Yeah, like a Memorial Day party. And one of the sons of one of the fallen heroes had poisoned the cake that all these veterans were eating as a revenge attempt because he felt like they let their father die. They didn't give him the chance. They all got the chance to walk out. They all got the chance to survive. And there was also rumors of a friendly fire. There's all these different things, which just made this kid snap. He has just a bunch of these psychological issues. But like I said, there'd be a lot of false accusations along the way, more of a whodunit type thing. And I don't think we have very many horror movies that are very veteran-centric.
Yeah.
So I'd want it to be very realistic. I'd want it to be very... a lot of PTSD stuff to be involved. Not to be like a trigger to people, but to show what happens to a lot of our veterans once they come home. So then you got the idea of, maybe this person had lost it. Maybe this person isn't on their medications and that's why they did it. So you're going to have all these different ideas about who had went and done and took out some of these veterans. Because like I said, we don't have very many where they're attacking, especially around Memorial Day. I don't think we have any type of memorial horror. So we were trying to think of a type of horror holiday movie that we haven't seen before. So maybe a Memorial Day massacre, which I know could be kind of triggering to some people, but man, we kill kids in horror movies. We kill animals in horror movies. We just had they/them. Nobody is safe. And that's what we want to do here. Not for shock value, but just to show nobody is safe in the world of horror. And, especially around Memorial Day, trying to help and thank our veterans. Yeah, I think it'd be a really fun movie to watch, a really fun movie to make, being a whodunit surrounded by veterans and horror.
Fair enough. You still have about 30 seconds left. Do you want to continue or you want to call it?
Yeah,
anything you want to add?
I don't think so.
No, we'll call it.
All right. So there you go, guys. All right. So remind me again, what was the name of that one?
The working title was Memorial Day Massacre.
Okay. I like it. All right. So let me go ahead and do that poll real quick. So we have Memorial Day Massacre versus, what was mine called? Oh yeah, Summer Substitute.
Summer Substitute.
All right, and the poll has begun. Everyone, please feel free to chime in. If you only heard one, maybe don't vote. But if you heard both, feel free. But yeah, let's see what we got here. And then again, remember the second category is an audience choice. So we'll be fishing for your guys' ideas in just a second. Hey, Peyton, good to see you. All right. Tyler says both sound awesome. All right, fair enough. Yeah.
I just want it known. Ashley and I are not voting on the poll.
Oh, I'm
I
not
want
either.
that-
Yeah, no, I don't.
want
I
that
don't.
clear that we're not doing that. I do have my phone out because we are watching the chat.
We're like,
We're not going to vote on the poll.
No,
We're not
I
gonna-
never vote
having our
either.
kids
so.
vote and,
Right? Yeah.
I don't vote either. So, all right, and it looks like it's going back and forth a little bit. But let's see. Right now, you guys are in the lead with 7 votes. We got 18 people watching. Hopefully, we can get some more votes in here. You had me at creature feature. Thank you, Tyler. Yeah, I love a good creature feature. I can't help
I
it.
love that idea. I think it's a fantastic
that is
idea.
A really cool idea. It's like, not only are you going to summer school, you're going to get eaten by your.
I like all the shape-shifting ideas that come along with it too. Like in the idea of a shadow, like you see the shadow transform into, like you said, you're passing by a mirror. And you see reflection of. I think it's great,
of
man.
whatever the fear is. Yeah, that's the thing. You can have a bunch of
competitions are the
different
best,
reveals.
man. Like, so much fun.
Well, and the Memorial Day Massacre could be fun too, because if you did like, again, if you're going to be triggering people, you might as well go all the way and like, have things that would be triggering for veterans that kills them and stuff. But yeah, come on everybody, participate in your democracy, says Movie Mike. Agreed. Stewie says I'd love to see a Memorial Day horror. Fair enough. All right. We're at 9 votes, so we've gotten 2 more. We're at 16 watching as I see right now, so hopefully we can get a few more votes in here. Again, Summer Substitute is a shape-shifting creature feature, and Memorial Day Massacre is a themed slasher. There's a place for both in the horror genre, of course. There always tends to be. But yeah, again, if you're gonna make that movie, I would, and it's gonna be triggering for people. Just might as well lean into it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is just
Like
a
I said,
movie.
it's not like we're not supportive.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? Like we support our armed forces. We're not a huge fan of the military in general, but the men and women that serve it, we love them to death.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we would want to do it tastefully, but we'd also want it to be realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And there's plenty of ways to write that where it would make sense, whether it's a disgruntled ex-military or someone that's jealous they couldn't get into the military, or any number of things, perhaps a mother and wife that's lost her entire family to the military, and so she takes it out on military veterans.
Give us a nice female-led slasher again.
There you go.
Yeah. And I mean, what would a mother do if 4 sons, or 4 children and her husband were lost to war,
And then she has to go to this party to honor all the veterans and see all the ones that survived sitting there with their families.
That'd be pretty aggressive. Yeah. Well, I mean, they would have some big to do, right, for all the deaths, and like she would just have a big chunk of them that are specifically for her, and I mean that just stewing in that for an entire ceremony, would be awful. Movie Mike says neck and neck. We're 50-50 with 12 votes, guys. It's the closest it's been yet. I love it. All right, so we just spent a little time on Memorial Day. We'll spend a little more time on Summer Substitute. So I just think, the idea of seeing from the creature's perspective, picking up the kid and like just chomping and like until the, that moment in Feast was very visceral. Like when it eats the kid and it like just bites off the leg and throws it back, like that shit was fucked up. So, and again, like you said, the idea that it can be multiple creatures, like whatever they're scared of, it can be the most terrifying versions of those things. But ultimately, it's something that's going to eat you, elongated jaws all day long, as far as being scary goes. Right. All right, guys, can we get one more? Well, we got 20 watching now. We have 12 votes. We need a tie-breaking vote here. So Summer Substitute, and again, keep in mind, Summer Substitute's like Hardcore Henry. If you didn't see Hardcore Henry, it was entirely first person, the entire movie. So it would be first person from this shape-shifting creature, which would allow you to mess with the perspective depending on what it shapeshifts into. It could shapeshift into something really small and deadly and like go after someone, or it could, who knows, it could shapeshift into a giant fly creature, and the vision would go 8
with all the
be like the
different,
different
Yeah.
eyeballs.
yeah, you know what I
that's
mean?
dope.
Like you could have so much fun doing something like that. That I just think it's ripe for ideas in the writing room, you know what I mean? All right, let's see here. Let's see what some of the people are saying. I dig both, but I always got to go with the creature, says Ghost Pirate. And let's see. I voted Our Life in Horror, Big Rod. At least it wouldn't have the vet being the bad guy. Yeah, there you go. Let's see, guys. You should do a Hellevator Pitch season 1 Project Greenlight for the best concept made. You know what? That's actually not a bad idea, Tyler. I was thinking about doing some sort of tournament for the people we've had on at some point, like maybe when I've had 10 or something. I don't know what a good tournament number is, maybe 12. I'll have to look into that. But at that point, do some kind of tournament. And then, the best overall pitch or something, we'll have that vote going in the background at the end of every episode. And then maybe the best pitch we'll make with that creator that pitched it. That's a good idea. Good idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
Stewie says, in Memorial Day Massacre, you should try and get everyone in the theater to react like they did in The Mouth of Madness. Yeah. Tiebreaker goes to the host. No, unfortunately, that's not the case. But it does look like we got that 13th vote, and Memorial Day Massacre has taken it. So, in the interest of moving the show along...
It was not us.
It was not...
It was not us, I promise.
Oh no, it just got evened out again. Definitely not me. No, all right, we'll call that one. So you guys get category number 1. Son of a bitch. I tell you what, it's basically a joke at this point that I lose every episode. So, but nonetheless, that's not to say you don't deserve it. But I mean, these guys, I don't know if they're fucking with me or not at this point. Wait, it says complete at 12 votes. Someone unvoted when I completed it, but that's okay. It was your guys' win. We're giving it to you guys. All right. So that being said, it is time to fish for ideas. That means it is the audience's turn. Guys, feed us some fun pitch ideas. You don't have to pitch just one. You can pitch multiple ones. And then what we will do is we'll take since we can only do a poll of 4, we'll choose 2 each that we are interested in doing, and then we'll let them vote on which one we will actually do. Okay? So, that being said, let's turn to the audience. But while, audience, you start putting those things in, guys, let's just take this moment to talk horror. What do you think? So, we said a little bit before we got on, you guys just watched The Watchers, right?
Yes.
Did, yeah.
That was before we started recording, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So do you want to talk a little bit about what you thought about The Watchers?
It was entertaining enough. It is middle of the road for me. I've seen way worse this year thus far.
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We were at least entertained throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, there's some cool creatures in it that looked pretty cool.
We're obviously trying to be as vague as we can, so we don't spoil anything.
Brand new, yeah.
But we're both big Georgina Campbell fans.
I love Georgina Campbell.
We loved her in Barbarian. We loved her in Lovely, Dark, and Deep. And she didn't disappoint in this movie either. I wish she could have had a little bit of a bigger role.
I don't think any of our 4 lead.
Yeah, our 4 lead characters. None of them were bad at all. But it kept me on the edge of my seat. You know, it was just like I was wondering where it was going to go. You kind of had an idea it was going to go one way.
Yeah. Anything with like a Shyamalan type movie.
The biggest complaint I had was what I thought the movie was going to be, and then it went into an extra third, and I was like, wait, did I just get Lord of the Rings? Like, is this just an extra ending? Like, what's happening?
The VFX was the biggest thing for me. That was like,
like
there was definitely some moments where the visual effects, the CGI, you were just like, that's a route you took there.
Yeah, it was very CG anyway. Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, it can be a little more specific than just found footage or paranormal or psychological. It can be more specific than that, but still, if we don't get anything more specific, we can definitely use that. What up, Brian? Good to see you. How about a masked serial killer where the twist is they're the good guy at the end?
Okay. I like that.
Dice. Okay, that's an interesting idea, Dice. I didn't mind Movie Mike's 4th of July centered horror story. I was already thinking of ideas of how that could work. I think there's definitely something fun there. So, okay, all right, that's good. The final act lost me. Yeah, same here, Kanan. Body horror version of a bedtime story or fairy tale. That's interesting, Tyler. I like that. So that's 3 good choices. That's 3 good options. Let's get one more good option, and then we'll make the poll. Stabfan, you've given a bunch, but nothing super specific. Do you want to give a more specific one, and maybe we can throw that in the poll as well, since you've already given so many? I love the participation, and I don't want to poo-poo your participation. I definitely appreciate it. So let's see here. One thing I saw recently that I wasn't planning on doing an individual review of, but after watching it, I kind of want to, because Under Paris broke my top 5 shark movies. Like, it's just on Netflix a few days ago, but it's a really good, it's a French shark movie. And there's, of course, CG, right? Shark movies are all about CG now, but it's of the high end, and there's lots of carnage. Like, to me, it's Jaws, The Shallows, Deep Blue Sea, and then this. Like, this is almost, if like Deep Blue Sea and this could go back and forth, just because there's a lot more carnage in this than in Deep Blue Sea, but it's similar sort of cartoony carnage as Deep Blue Sea. But yeah, Under Paris was a lot of fun and a lot of gore and death.
You know, right?
Under Paris.
Under Paris is what it's called.
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's brand new on there. It's one of the featured things on Netflix when you just go on there. But it's very I was so surprised. I kept seeing like, this is the best shark movie since Jaws, and it's not that. But to me, The Shallows is the best shark movie since Jaws. But this was fun. This was a lot of fun. I think 47 Meters Down would probably be my number 5. So
I did 47 Meters Down.
That movie had I felt like I couldn't breathe that entire movie.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that. Yeah. I'm excited they're making a 3rd one.
Yeah, just heard that.
Yeah, that should be fun. Okay, let's see what else they've thrown here. All right. The only other thing I can think at the moment is something in the genre of folklore horror. Sorry, y'all. I'm very tired. No, Stepfan, it's cool. I appreciate you getting into it. So
please. Yeah.
We could do that. We could do folklore. Not folklore. Underpants. Under Paris, says Dice. Yeah. I've been hearing a buzz about it. Yeah. Classic movie monster found footage. Interesting. Huh. That's interesting. So a found footage version of one of the classic, like one of the Universal monsters, Roland? Is that what you mean? Like Frankenstein, Dracula, like a found footage
that's
version
what I
of
got.
those? Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah. Tyler even says, "Oh, I like that, Roland." Okay, well, why don't we do that? Why don't we make that the 4 then? Something with therapy ferrets.
Oh, God, I love ferrets.
All right, so let's do. We'll do classic monster movie, but found footage, and then. Masked killer, serial
hero
killer, but they turn good by the end. And then there was there's Happy Campers about high school kids who go camping and take edibles, then while high the zombie apocalypse happens, so they combat while high. Was body horror version of Bedtime Story the other one, or a movie about a killer magician? That's fun. So what do you guys think? So we have classic monster movie but found footage, masked serial killer but they turn good at the end. Should we do 4th of July centric? Should we do body horror version of a bedtime story, killer magician, campers and zombies?
I out of those ones, I like the body horror bedtime story.
Yeah, body horror bedtime story. Okay,
they're all good. Yeah. I mean, I love them all.
And then we have an option for one more.
Let's do the magician.
The magician? Okay, yeah. A killer magician. Okay. Oh, I need to ask the question. Which should be the next pitch? There we go. All right, and...
Killer Magician was done. Wizard of Gore. I have not seen Wizard of Gore.
I have not either. I think there was actually another one that just came out recently about a clown-looking guy that's a killer magician, too.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I can think of is the anthology in the VHS movie where the cloak is... Justin Wellborn was in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only magician-themed horror thing I've ever seen.
Okay. Good at the end. Sorry, the reason it wasn't letting me post is I had said too much in them. Okay, so it's called Magic. Well, that was the Killer Dummy one, yeah. Killer Magician was done. Wizard of Gore, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it's okay. That's all right. If it was done, that's fine. We're still going to have it as an option. You guys don't have to vote for it if you don't want. So, all right. The poll is up. Classic monster movie found footage. Masked serial killer, good at the end. Body horror, bedtime story, and killer magician. So, let's see.
I do want to say to Stewie, we are in Michigan, buddy. So, yeah, we are Michigan folks, Detroit boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so hit me up, Stewie. We're on social media. You want to make a movie? Let me know. We'll do something.
All right, so let's see. Good. Yeah, good thing you started to watch the classic Universal movies then, Cecil. Yeah. I've watched 3 of them at this point. But I still know what they all are. I can come up with something.
Right.
They do found footage vids like VHS, but when did someone do a found footage video on beta? I think one of the VHSs was on beta.
Yeah, it was a beta. Yeah, it wasn't 84, was it? Or
it might have been. That would have been about beta time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was that one.
Yeah, one of them was on beta. Wow, we're tied. 2 of them are tied with 11 votes. Classic monster movie found footage and masked serial killer good at the end are tied. Okay. So we got 19 people watching. Let's get a couple more votes to decide here. And then what we will do is we will take 5 minutes to think of something, which will be a bit of dead air. Let me see if Morgan is available to come in and see. Hang on. All right. Oh, I need to change this to audience pitch. All right. Audience's choice. What about Psycho? Still haven't seen Psycho, Dice. Nope, I still haven't seen the Psycho movies. You're calling me out for all my gaps. Good Lord. I got so many
and you call yourself
gaps.
A horror fan.
Yeah.
Stupid shit.
Would have you loved to see a Leprechaun versus Freddy Krueger? No, I think that would have been pretty one-sided. Leprechaun versus Chucky would have been a little better, but yeah, probably not Leprechaun versus Freddy. Yeah, all good options. Lots of places to go with each idea. I agree. But as of right now, with 14 votes, classic monster movie found footage is winning. So, all right. Interesting. I got to start braining that. Hang on. No, I'm doing dishes. Okay, shit. She can't cover for me. All right. Well, interesting.
I will continue to talk while we're coming up with ideas. We won't.
I mean, I think. Let me think. Is there something?
Because I have a partner, man. So it's not fair for us to get to brainstorming. You're brainstorming on your own, man.
Well, it's the way it goes. I'm not terribly worried about it.
Hey,
but
you gotta come up with that.
hang on. Let me think for a second. There might be something I can play. You know what? Maybe I'll play the music video from Dylan's New Nightmare.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me see. Oh, wait. I got to give you guys one of your points, too. Hang on. I got points here. Bam. Sledge has 1 point. All right. Let's see. The the music video is how long? It might actually work out relatively well. In the past, we've played some like Midnight Syndicate, but then we have to go through the unclaiming process.
Yeah.
Okay, so
something that just made everybody that does YouTube's butthole tighten.
yeah,
You say that,
yep.
You know.
Okay, cool. Running from the Stream Warrior is 5 minutes and 17 seconds long, so
there we
that
go.
will work just fine.
And we have because me and Ashley always listen to music while we're coming up with ideas anyway, so that works.
Perfect. Okay, so I'll stop it. Let me make it big for everyone to see. All right, guys. So we are going to take 5 minutes to... Oh, Jesus. I just realized I blocked everyone out. Okay. There we are. We're back. So, guys, we're going to take 5 minutes and 17 seconds to come up with our pitches. Yeah, it's still the classic monster found footage, so that's going to be what we're going to do. Yeah, so enjoy this music video while we think of stuff. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
Jeez. Good show though, man.
Did it? Oh, I did.
Nice. I'm writing a feature script too, Mr. Alex, but I can't talk about it right now.
You guys.
All right. So, how'd you guys do? Did you get through?
Almost there.
Oh, you're out of time. Pen's down.
All right.
There we are. Pens down.
All right, cool. So Robert joined the chat since we were gone here, but yeah. So that one came to me a little bit easier than I thought it would, and I wonder how close our ideas are going to be, because
that's what I'm wondering.
Found footage seems like it would lend itself to one of the monsters in particular in a very good way. So, but you guys get to go first on this one. So if we do the same thing, I can make alterations.
There you go. There you go.
All right. So this time you're going to get a 4-minute timer.
Okay.
And just let me know when you guys think you're ready.
We're good.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Do we have to come up with a title for this one?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to. You don't have to, but it helps to sell the idea in most times.
Well, as we're going, we'll get it.
Okay. Do you want me to start this one?
Yep.
All right.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so we have this abandoned castle. Rumors are that Dracula resides there. When 4 friends go in armed with their GoPro, well, they have their GoPros on, they're armed with their stakes and garlic. 2 of the friends decide to go upstairs looking for Dracula when the other 2 go to the basement.
When they split up, the 2 that go to the basement find a coffin, pop the coffin open, no Dracula. We hear a bunch of screams coming from upstairs. They go upstairs. They find the mutilated bodies of their 2 friends. They end up going out as well. And the movie ends with Dracula's assistant, Renfield, sending their tapes out into the internet world, trying to get more people to come for Dracula to feast on. VHS style, with the ending being widened for a bigger group to come out and come in and see them. So
because Dracula is forever needing to feast on people, so this is a way to get them to come to him.
And we're thinking of old little scared Renfield. He's still under Dracula's control at this point. So we didn't want it to be just Dracula. We wanted to throw that twist in there of Renfield is there too.
Yeah.
We wanted this to be a true found footage where the footage is found at the end. You know, this is how it's found by somebody actually watching it on the internet, wanting to go back to this castle and see if this is real or not. See if this is a hoax. And what better way for Dracula to come into this world than to use a YouTube or something like that to try to lure more victims over to him.
Well, I mean, it's the 20th century. You have to use your...
Right. So in this town, I'm thinking found footage mixed with Dracula, mixed with the Lost Boys, where they're going out and trying to, you got these 4 kids that are very likable, that are going out and trying to, persuade the town into believing that they want to go get proof, they want to kill him, they want to show him the things that have been happening in the town are because of this place. Everybody is, no, there's nothing here, nothing like that. So that's where they're, trying to prove everybody wrong. There is something wrong in this town, and this is where it resides at.
Okay, all right. I know you've still got about a minute and a half. Do you want to keep going, or do you want to call it there?
Okay, when the 2 kids go upstairs and find their friends dead, this is where we get introduced to Renfield. Mm-hmm. This is where Renfield is like, you've come to the wrong place, you've been here at the wrong time, because instead of going in the day like smart kids, they went in dusk, where Dracula's about to wake up. We see Renfield eating some bugs, getting ready to, power up, and him and Dracula just go absolutely ape shit on these other 2 kids and, tear them to pieces, completely destroy them, And I love when a found footage is extremely practical with an extreme amount of blood. I think when you go more over the top, especially with found footage, it adds this element of realism that, because when you shoot somebody with a shotgun, they don't really go flying 10 feet, so you want to make it a little over the top to make it, and we could have that. We could have them think that they hurt Renfield or hurt Dracula only for it to be like, a Fright Night, you got to have faith for that to work on me,
Yeah.
Something along those lines. So make it not so much campy, but fun, gory, and truly terrifying to the end.
Good. Did you have an idea for a title?
Let's go old school Dracula Bloodlines.
There you go.
We'll go with Dracula Bloodlines and ruin
Nice.
the whole movie with the title.
Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so Dracula Bloodlines, that's fun. That's fun. I like this whole time I've been trying to find. Okay, I think I've got what I need here. But okay. Okay, here we go. So, let's see what some of the people say. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we have an unboxing proceeds to open Dracula's coffin. Yeah. Good one, Dice. I like that. Movie Mike, see to me this screamed a version. Okay, well, not quite the same, but yeah. All right. So Movie Mike says, see to me this screamed out for a version of Frankenstein shot by the doctor as he documented his work, and then things went wrong. Never thought of Drac. That's why I love this show.
That's actually brilliant for Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
So that okay. Well, it's my turn.
All right.
All right. So we did not end up doing the same monster.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So that's why I think this will be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So I am ready to restart this. I still didn't get the exact. Hang on one second. I'm gonna cheat.
There we go.
Got it. So you guys hear that then? Oh, you guys did, but they didn't. Okay.
Oh,
so
nice.
All right. So that was I cheated a tiny bit by looking up an actual location. So all right. That being said, let me get the 4-minute timer good to go, and here we go. Cecil's cheating. Shame in the chat. Shame. I looked up one location, but fine. Shame me. I'll take it with pride. Shame me, baby. Shame me. All right. Let me calm down. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Fucking shit. I want to waste a little bit of my time by acknowledging an Invisible Man found footage movie would be really, really hard to do. But yeah. Anyway, no, my found footage movie would be called The Creature of Ingolstadt. And that's what I looked up, was the location where Frankenstein was built and takes place for some of the story. Where basically what I would do is I would set it almost modern day, kind of modern day, where yeah, it would essentially be modern day, right? But what it would be people that have learned of, heard legend of the Creature of Ingolstadt, and they fly there with, again, not dissimilar from you guys, they fly there with cameras for their YouTube channel, and
Right.
And they go to investigate, and essentially what it becomes is a Sasquatch found footage movie, where they catch glimpses of Frankenstein's monster, at the edges of town, and just like kind of checking things out. That's all he's doing, is checking things out. But essentially they get too close one night, and then Frankenstein, the monster rather, has no choice but to defend itself, and it like literally just rips one of the people in half. And then like the kids go scattering, and they go and tell the town. They're like, the creature's real. It's not just legend. You just tore our friend in half. And they go back, and the body's there, and the town starts to get freaked out. And then, Frankenstein would come back a later night, and the kids would trigger him again somehow, and he would kill more people again, just brute force killing, just smashing, and like knocking people's heads into their shoulder and shit like that, into their shoulders and shit, and like and then he would get away for the night. And then essentially where it would go is he would come back, like there would be a third after that one, they essentially track him back to I really like the windmill setup from the original, so I would kind of keep
absolutely.
it almost similar if we're in that area, right?
Well, it's homaging the movie too.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And what I would do is I would have the whole townsfolk, you know, Beauty and the Beast style, get together with pitchforks and everything. Well, I mean, shit, Frankenstein style. I said
Right.
Beauty and the Beast style, so fucking stupid. Frankenstein style, and they go and like it's their footage, right? So they're like, "Oh my god, did you see this monster? He ripped us in half." We, as the audience, knows he's just defending himself. He's just looking at things. He's just curious. But like the fucked up thing is they fucking burn him in this thing, and the movie would end with them like in their cameras going, "We got him, we got," you know, and just like freeze frame on angry faces, like, "Yeah, justice is served," but they actually just fucking killed something beautiful that just didn't look beautiful. You know what I mean? Like really lean into it could almost be seen as an analogous to cancel culture, right?
Yeah.
I mean, after a fashion, it could very much be tweaked to be that. But it's you know, it's the people that have social media that think they're doing the right thing, but in actuality they're killing beautiful things. You know, I think that would work really well as a found footage, because you know you do the creature bit, you know, with the finding him and he's killing things and everything, but it ends on such a poignant social note. I think it would work really well. So I'm gonna cut out with 15 seconds to spare. Well, okay, so Dice. Dice says, so Cecil's that kind of kinky masochist. She said, Dice also said, wow, that's deep, man. He's just misunderstood. Exactly. Tyler Adams says, tragic. Frankenstein gets canceled, Movie Mike says. Given Cecil's record on the show, we can throw him a bone. Oh, what? I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but sure. No Chat GPT. Wait, so someone say, did someone accuse me of using Chat GPT? Did someone accuse me of using ChatGPT for that? That's too funny. No, what was used during that is an extra shot of vodka downstairs. That's what was used for that. But that's okay. You know, let's see. It also falls in line with the killer being a good guy too. Yeah, that's true. It could technically fall there as well. So there you go. So let me go ahead and start the poll for everyone. Left Jab in the chat. Good to see you. All right. That was to excuse your alleged cheating. Oh, I see. Okay. Throw Cecil a bone. Thank you. I appreciate that, Movie Mike. Thank you. All I did was look up Ingolstadt.
Right.
So,
and we heard
they heard it happen. Yeah, I wasn't clever enough to mute that mic. I muted my mic for you guys, but they heard me cheating. Okay, which audience themed
John Rambo Frankenstein
did you prefer? All right, so yours was called Dracula Bloodlines.
The worst addition to a movie title.
Right. So far.
Mine was The Creature of... Hang on, now I gotta look up how to spell this motherfucker. Ingolstadt. Frankenstein... There it is. Ingolstadt. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but I think it's in Germany, so...
It sounds about right. None of us are offended.
Stadt. You guys read that and tell me if that seems like Ingolstadt. All right, so poll is in. Let's see what you guys think. All right. Okay. And Dracula dead and filming it.
That's actually brilliant. Instead of Dracula dead and loving it.
Yeah, Stabfan says, I heart both ideas. Okay. No Chat GPT for pitch idea. No, of course not. Okay, there you go. John Rambo Frankenstein. That name
that one really made me laugh.
Yeah, that name is as big studio as they come. Dracula, it's Draculan time. Oh, God. All right, so let's see here. Everyone, so far, God damn it. I'm telling you, All right, so you guys are winning on 13 votes, 62% to 38%. I swear to God, I feel like I'm delivering good ideas, and yet, I cannot get a win in my own show.
The funny thing is, every single one of your ideas, I'm like, fuck.
Right.
that was so fucking good.
And yet, here we are. Like it's just the thing. They're like, no, Cecil's not going to win. Nope. But it's all right. Again, it's not to denigrate your guys' idea. It's just funny to point out every episode this happens.
I love this idea. I think it's great.
Yeah,
like, I think this is just such a fun thing to do.
Oh yeah. Oh, Hellevator Pitch, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a blast, man.
I appreciate it.
Like, have fun and hearing everybody's ideas and go along with it. Like, this is genuinely a lot of fun, man. Thank you so much for having us on. I've been looking forward to this all day.
Oh, of course, man. No, I'm glad. And again, part of why I told you guys, I didn't tell the audience, part of why I reached out to them is because, you know, they've done so many crossovers with so many channels, but it's usually just like interviews and talking about particular movies or particular topics. I hadn't seen them do something quite like this, so I thought it might be fun to have them on, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying yourselves. So
yeah, so much fun.
All right, so great idea, Cecil. This show rocks. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate it. Both great ideas, but I have to go with Cecil on this one. Found footage seems to go so well with Frankenstein. Yeah. And Dice says we can't win all the time at horror show. Yeah, I know. I can't win many of the times.
Wait, who said they got to go with Cecil?
Oh, I technically won on Dice's episode. Okay, all right. I think that might be one of the 2 times I've won out of the 6 episodes I've done.
Whoever said they were going to Cecil, I can't read it because Ash and I are not voting on these.
See?
I just want to make that very clear.
We're at 15 votes, and you guys are like commanding lead at 67%. People like the idea. You know, it's not about your idea is definitely fun. So I can see why people are voting for it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, this is a great live stream idea. Thank you, Big Rod. I appreciate it. Guys, if you're coming over from Sledgehammer's channel or anyone else's channel and you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. I'm intending to make this a monthly show again. And I try and do it with other YouTubers, so there'll always be guests. And then I'm starting Horror from the High Desert in 2 Fridays from now. So that'll be with Jason Smith from Sinister Cinema, Braden Timmons from the Braden Timmons channel, and Davey Deathray as well. So we're gonna, because all of us are in Phoenix.
Great friends of ours. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're all in Phoenix. So I was like, let's start a fucking desert horror show. So
there you go.
That's what we're doing. And then I'm starting.
If you're here from Sledgehammer Horror, please hit that subscribe button. We've been friends with these guys for a very long time. We worked with the horror show for the first time like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
and we've just been very good friends since. So please hit that subscribe button. You should be subscribed already, but if not, let's rectify that now.
And make sure you guys, again, if you're familiar with my channel but not familiar with Sledgehammer's channel, make sure you click the link in the description box. Go and subscribe to them. They talk to so many different awesome people that love the horror genre as much as we do. So it's a great channel to make sure you're subscribed to. So Movie Mike says these are always a lot of fun, such good ideas in every episode. Thank you. That's the fun thing is I do want to put together where we actually have plans, and we're trying to figure out exactly who's going to be a part of it, this first one. But we are trying to make the Horror Show Presents anthology novel, where we're going to get, people that we know and other horror lovers to write a story for the anthology. So I don't know if you guys would be interested. That might be a fun thing.
I have a story written for an anthology.
Oh, really?
Totally in.
Yeah.
Totally in.
Yeah, so we want to do that, and we want to be able to, sell it when we go to conventions and things like that, and sell it on Amazon and whatnot. So, yeah.
We would totally give you one of our
for real.
ideas. We would love to participate in that.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I'll follow up with you guys on that too then. So sweet.
Okay.
15 votes, 19 watching. Yeah, no, I mean, we got 22 watching now. That's good. I mean, you guys are killing me on this one. So we'll just call it, which technically means
fair,
you guys...
we're one of the votes that can't vote. I want to keep showing that. We want this to be fair.
No, it's no worries. I mean, technically that means that you've won the episode already. So, but let's see if it's a shutout or not. Which it might be, because I'm not quite as confident in my third pitch, but we'll see. The collabs are fire, always great entertainment. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. The other show, I'm starting 2 other shows. One with Dave McCrae, although that's going to be delayed, a couple of months because Dave is so busy getting It's Me Billy 2 done. I'm doing one with Luke from Confused Reviews. Have you guys teamed up with Luke from Confused Reviews yet?
No.
Oh my God, you got to check out his channel. Write down Confused Reviews if you haven't yet.
Yeah, right now.
He does it. He animates his reviews. He does a cartoon character.
That's awesome.
But he's so entertaining. We actually guest starred in the Freddy vs. Jason review that was not terribly long ago. That's a good one to check out because you can really see his style shine through. But he's super funny. He loves horror, and he's going to be doing a show with us called, or a show with me called Horribly Confused. So, he'd be a great guy for you to connect with. He's super funny, and
I just subscribed to him. This looks amazing.
Oh yeah,
Seeing like some seed of Chucky love, Halloween.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely down to
and
check
he does
this out.
some
I can't
older
wait
stuff,
to
like
check
he
out your
reviews
guys'
Dukes
Freddy
of
vs.
Hazzard
Jason
stuff too. Yeah, so he likes all kinds of stuff. So cool. Yeah, absolutely check him out. He's a great guy to get in touch with. All right, so which Michael Myers mask on display behind Sledgehammer?
We have two. We have the Halloween Ends burned up one right here, and then this one right here is the OG Halloween mask.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, and you'd see more behind me, except I didn't want to stand up for this entire episode. But yeah, my background is like I got a bunch of shit back there, but I can't. I didn't want to be like moving back and forth for an entire episode. People are like, "Why don't you just sit down? You seem so uncomfortable." So I don't like to make the audience uncomfortable. But
whenever we're doing something like this, we always have to sit down too for the same reason.
Dice says Confused Reviews is fun, and Robert says Luke is great. So yeah, definitely check him out. All right, so that leads us to category number 3, which is going to be Sledgehammer's choice, which is horror comedy. Now, again, I am not super confident on this one, so this may be a three-peat shutout for you guys, but I am going first on this one because, right, that's what I chose, right? Yeah, because I got to go second on the audience one. All right, so to that end, I'm going to start the 5-minute timer in just a second here. Hang on, let me pull up the pitch. I got to pull up the pitch. Where's the pitch? Not that one, the other one. And there we go. Okay. All right, so this is going to either go well or go terribly, but I wouldn't blame you for either, audience. So here we go. All right, in 3, 2, 1, go. Nope, that's the 4-minute one again. Let's try this. 3, 2, 1, go. Good job, Cecil. All right, so this one is called The Gauntlet, and this one begins basically with an over-the-top TV commercial in the vein of Starship Troopers propaganda ads. And the commercial talks about the Gauntlet, a legendary challenge that promises life-changing cash prizes for anyone that can survive the horrors of the Grimwoods. A forest full of a variety of creatures and other terrors just waiting for anyone stupid enough to try and pass through. This challenge also happens to be broadcast live around the whole world at all times. And so it basically, during the commercial, it shows footage of people in the past trying and getting killed violently. Like, I want this to be like The Hunt was, as far as crazy, funny kill stuff.
Yeah.
I want it to be as crazy as like Hunger Games. Well, crazier than Hunger Games gore-wise, but as crazy as Hunger Games as far as people getting killed and stuff like that. And also part Squid Game, right? Because it's them trying to get a cash prize at the end by putting themselves in these terrible situations. So we meet our main character, we'll call him Tom, where he lost his job. He's got a wife and 2 kids. He can't support them, so he decides to join the Gauntlet. When he goes, he arrives, he meets other characters that we get a little bit of background. You know, we can do, they each have like comedic quirks and talents. Maybe there's a muscle-bound jock, a paranoid survivalist, or like a female that's really good as an inventor with gadgets and stuff like that, right? So there could be like a final preparations montage where, you know, some people like get bad injured just like training and stuff. Again, a la Starship Troopers. And then as soon as the actual gauntlet run starts, again, there's a little bit of Maze Runner in there too. But that's part of what I wanted to do. I wanted to do a scary movie version of those movies.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going for here. So as the starting gun sounds, many participants are like killed immediately, unceremoniously and gory. Like there's giant snakes, there's creatures we've never seen, there's little pygmy creatures that people don't think are a danger, but they like burrow through them like with lightning quick, you know, and like so people just get turned into Swiss cheese, ripped apart. And basically we follow, it's kind of like Edge of Tomorrow, except it's not repeated. So not everyone dies immediately, including the people that our character kind of met and befriended in the training portion and stuff, or at least the montage portion. And then, okay, so let's see. As they all survive together, the core group bonds. We get some hilariously sad backstories as to why people are there, but we make them kind of funny, you know. They get lucky defeating a few of the creatures by working together, using their humorous little quirks and things like that. Like maybe one of them talks too much, and so they use them to fucking lure in a creature that they all then take out, but they never told the guy that talks too much, that kind of thing. And then eventually they get to the end and discover like the final boss monster that they all have to work together to defeat. And then they're able to do so. Afterwards, they're actually released. And then in the aftermath, each member of the group is using their funds in different kind of funny ways. And then at the end of each of the vignettes of what they're doing, each of them receives an invitation to the Gauntlet level 2. And so that's kind of where it would end. But yeah, all along the way, you can have so many different fun deaths and just hilarious moments. Again, I really want to lean into the funny aspect of gore, but I want it to be terrifying. Like, again, that moment at the end of Cabin in the Woods, where all the creatures come out and start ripping people to pieces. People laugh at that, right? That's entertaining. I want it to be that kind of entertaining. So yeah, I mean, I've got still about 45 seconds, but that basically covers it. So, the Gauntlet is what I mean, it's a generic name. I kind of wanted to call it, since I know Gauntlet level 2 is a thing. I kind of wanted to just call it the Gauntlet Grimwoods. The Gauntlet Grimwoods. I liked the idea of them being called the Grimwoods. So, I thought maybe that might be a good sub moniker if it was going to be a multiple thing, but yeah, there you go. That is the Gauntlet. So, let's see what the audience is thinking about that so far. All right. This is unhinged. I love it. Robert Thomas says, this is fun. Tyler Adams says, medic, sort of Running Man type thing, but horror. Yeah, exactly. Along those lines. You guys are all doing great. Thank you very much. Oh, thanks, Kaden. Yeah, I really love this concept, Cecil. This is so fun. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I want to try and get to more... Like, again, that's why we're doing Horror from the High Desert. That's why we're going to do Horribly Confused. That's why we're going to do the Nocturnal Nonsense with Dave McRae. So, yeah, all that stuff is meant to be fun, monthly, so you guys can come back every week for one of these type of shows. I'm tired of our channel getting burned by YouTube because we're a variety channel, so I'm going to scale back on some of the other stuff and focus more on the live shows, because I think that's what would bring audiences back and stuff. So, and
we've talked about that before, like when you have major channels like Dead Meat talking about doing variety, killing their channel, and then you have a channel like your guys's, which is huge, and you guys are feeling it. Then you get people like us, the littler channels that are trying really hard, that are doing different things, and
you guys are still growing at $1,000 a month. That's a good clip. Like, I see your posts, like, that's awesome and well deserved. Like, it's not going to be long before you guys pass us. It's really not. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, wishful thinking, but
you'll get there quicker than you
it's
think.
Just one of those things where it's like
$12K a month. $12K a year. If you're doing $1,000 a month, that's $12K a year. We get like $2 to $3K a year, if that. Like, you're growing at a great clip, and part of the reason why is you do what you do best, and you do it very well. So, I mean, YouTube rewards that kind of stuff, but luckily you guys have the quality to back it up. So.
Right.
Thank
It,
you.
is, it hurts when you have, you know, like I said, friends of ours, like we have you, we have Cody, we have Dead Meat, you know, people that we've worked with, and we got to hear about how they get punished because they're branching out and trying new things. And it's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like that blows, man. Because I want to see all my friends succeed.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and
even
I like when they get to take
Kanan's
chances.
a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Kanan's
And
awesome.
he's talked about that shit too. And it's like,
Mhm.
God damn it, man. Like, our friends that all we want is the most success. We got to hear about stuff like this. It fucking sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's why at this point, I've just resigned myself to just doing it for the love of the game. Like, I don't expect to get, like, I'd like to get more views, sure, but I'm not anticipating becoming Dead Meat or even Cody Leach, who, by the way, when we first interviewed Cody Leach, he was, like, in the teens. Like, he had, like, 17,000 subscribers or something. Maybe he's in his 20s. But he blew past us, and he's, like, well beyond us now. And, like, I just realized that I would rather, like, doing the channel for 10 years has, like, allowed us to be able to make Dylan's New Nightmare, which is now allowing us to do other bigger things. So that's what I care about. Like, you know, the YouTube channel is fun, and I get to entertain people that watch it, and I get to express my love of the horror genre. But it's allowing me to do what I've always wanted to do, which is make horror stuff. So that's where I'm taking my W. Right. I'll take the L on YouTube. I'll take the W over there.
And that's the biggest W,
and
man.
We're so stay positive and
we're just so proud of you, man. Like when we watched Dylan's New Nightmare together, and like we were just like eye welled, like God, this is so amazing. Like our friend did this, man. Like it's hard enough to make a film, but to make one with the scope of what you guys did, it's just incredible, man. Absolutely. And I'm so stoked for what the future has for you.
I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm excited. We talked a little bit, audience, beforehand that they're willing to give Dylan's New Nightmare 2 a read once it's ready, to give their thoughts on it. So I'll be looking forward to their. I'm having so much fun writing this script, and there's so many things that real Nightmare fans are going to pick up on and fucking love, that even if this version of the script never gets made, which it's a very low percentage that it would, it's going to be so fun to just share around with people.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's such a fun version of the story. So yeah, I'm really excited about all of it coming down the pipe.
Hopefully we can get, even if you can't do this, we can get like a physical media where you do like a whole table read on it and just put that as one of the special features.
That's actually, it won't be on the Dylan's New, at least not this version of the Dylan's New Nightmare Blu-ray. Although we did get approval. We haven't recorded it yet, so I can't announce who, but we did get approval to do a 20 to 30 minute interview with someone that was involved in the whole Nightmare franchise. So awesome. And that is going to be on the Blu-ray. We're going to be recording that in the next week or two, but yeah, so we're excited about that. And then if there is a Dylan's New Nightmare 2 that we end up making a different version, yes, we would absolutely do a table read of this version and put it on. I mean, it'll live on YouTube too, but it'll be on there as a special feature for sure. I'm a special feature nut. That's why I literally am paying to make the Dylan's New Nightmare Blu-ray a 2-disc set instead of a 1-disc set, which it's no joke. Like it's an extra $8K or so. But it means I'm able to give 7+ hours of special features to everyone.
I can't wait to watch it, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that for people. So anyway, all right. So here we go. It is your guys' turn. Oh wait, no. It's your guys' turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I was like, you didn't already go. We're not voting yet, right?
Gonna...
Okay, I just talked everyone's ass off. All right, so
I'll bullshit at the end.
No, it's not Miko. It's not Miko. Although Miko would do that interview if I asked him to. And Tyler, by the way, to answer your email, yes, I would like you to give a crack at that shot if you're willing. I told him there's a shot that would be probably in either version of Dylan's New Nightmare 2 that's going to need some CG help, and so he's willing to help me put that together as a sample. Nice. Yeah, Tyler's a good guy. Tyler is a special effects guy, and he's he actually sent a couple of shots of DNN that he fixed up, but it was kind of too late for me to be able to fold it in with everything. But he's a talented dude, and he's willing to give it a try.
Sick,
so I'm excited about it.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
All
Anyone
right.
that could step in and try to make your project better just because
Yeah.
they love it.
That's
Yeah.
Like that's a
amazing.
real person, man.
Exactly.
Like that's dope.
Yeah, and that's part of I mean, there's so many people we could talk about that do that, but Davey Deathray, his brother, does like matte paintings and shit, and he like helped Vince with Never Hike Alone 2 stuff, and Davey's also connected me with another one of his friends because I want to have a graphic novel made of one of my slasher script. And he's an artist, so I'm gonna ask him about that and try and get that going.
God,
so, yeah.
I love this fucking community
I
so
know.
much.
Yeah,
It's the
dude,
best.
like, and it's crazy. Like, that's the thing. You guys, if you start making stuff, you know, a little bit bigger and whatnot,
Yeah.
the connections that you've made, like, you have no idea how many people are going to be willing to help you do stuff just because of, you know, all the connections, and you guys are great people and all that stuff. So it makes such a difference. Like, there's so many things that happen for Dylan's New Nightmare only because of the connections I made through the horror show.
Yes.
And so, you know, kudos to you guys, and I look forward to seeing what you guys can do going forward anyway in that area. So,
Yeah.
but before we mush too much,
Before we do that,
let's get to your horror comedy idea. So I'm
Okay.
going to restart the timer here, and let me know when you guys are ready for the countdown.
Okay.
We're
ready.
good.
All right, and 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, this is called Villain Academy, and this is academy to make villains the meanest and toughest villains around. So you have different classes like knifemanship, you have stalking, you have possession, you have voodoo, you have the silent, how you become the silent type, and you have all these, like, it's really funny, like it's like a real college for these villains.
so like you have a professor that's like, try it again, but give it to me from your throat.
Yes.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
So you have all these different villains that are learning to be villains, but the horror aspect of it is that they're going to kidnap people to actually use in their academy. So how to stab these people, how to stalk these people. But it's going to be funny because of the villain. We'll probably follow like one villain around.
That's
It'll
trying
be like
to make it.
the star that wants to make their family proud, and wants to be the best and the meanest, and
These are all going to be original villains.
yeah. So
It's not like you have like a Michael Myers, a
Right.
Freddy Krueger, or stuff like that. Like these are obviously like, think about like how Billy and Stu went in and just studied all of the old horror movies. That's
Yeah.
kind of like what this is. It's like a college that is genuinely a start to your horror life.
right.
This is how you start your horror life.
But
And
it's
so
like-
they study.
It's like normal. So
Right.
it'll be fun in that aspect because it's like obviously not normal to be a villain. But you also have the, like, if you're on the other side of it, the one that's being kidnapped.
Right.
and
You do
he-
have the fear and the horror part
yeah,
of it.
that's, put in the basement for whenever they need them.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're pulling out different people, and like one of the twists to it is maybe like one of the people that they kidnap ends up being close to one of the people that wants to become a killer, and so now they have that moral dilemma of how far am I willing to go to fulfill my dreams? Am I willing to gut my little sister like a fish?
Yeah.
And like we're gonna give all these like one-liners and nods to obviously other horror movies that inspired us, and like one of them will be
And-
like, this is my boomstick, and everybody else is like, whoa, dude, no, you're a villain here. What the fuck are you doing? We don't talk about those people here. So you can still get like the comedy aspect of
Yeah.
it to where, your it's, I don't want to say quite parody, but it is fun, scary, but over the top humor.
Yeah. Kind of
Slapsticky.
like Shaun of the Dead, like that type of like humor, but also you have the horror aspect of
Right.
it.
It holds its own weight. Like I
Yeah.
said, it's not parody, but it definitely is just a real comedy with horror elements. Not so much a horror with comedy elements, but a real, like Ghostbusters, a comedy that you supplement some horror aspects in, and that's where you get,
Yeah, but we'll have like over the top kills, crazy kills, things
some
like-
accidental, or some people that can't quite make it, so they
Yeah.
have to drop out, like shit like that.
And probably in the background you'll have like your off-brand villains, like just to kind of give, like you said, the Easter
Yeah.
eggs. to other horror movies.
I graduated with a 4.0 from Redford and Detroit, and I can't even handle this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shit like that, man. Like, just goofy, over-the-top shit. Because everybody thinks that Detroit is this really scary, you know, terrible place.
Yeah.
So, you know, doing shit like that, too. Making jokes about Detroit, even though we hate them when we see movies. We could throw one in our own.
There you go.
You know, so something along those lines. So, the name of the movie would actually be Villain Academy.
Villain Academy, yep.
All right. You got about a minute left. You good, or you want to continue?
You got anything else you want to add in?
No, I don't think so.
No? We're good.
All right. Fair enough. All right. So let me get that poll started. As unnecessary as it may be. Oh, God. Siri. Excuse me. Oof. Which pitch wins round 3? And that would be Villain Academy and the Gauntlets.
It'd be even funnier, though, to see some of the guys from Villain Academy watching the Gauntlet.
Right.
Let's make it happen.
Tie it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the poll is up. Get to voting. Let's see. Not going to lie, Robert Englund deserves to be the man in the chair. Yeah, fair enough. Pool teacher Jason. Sounds like fun, says Ghost Pirate. Yeah. Career counselors that are stoked when they find a sociopath. Yeah, that's a good one. Gym teacher Mr. Hodder. Yeah, fair enough.
There
Yeah.
you go.
See, and that would be, I think, would be something funny, too, is you could get these big name horror actors to come in and play, you know, kind of like they did with Robert Englund in Urban Legends,
Yeah.
or Kane Hodder and Jason Goes to Hell. You know, stuff like that, where you can have these iconic people that are just playing regular roles of regular teachers or bullies or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair enough. Villain Academy versus Hero Academy. Yeah. It's funny because you're doing a Villain Academy, and one of the earliest horror comedy sketches we made is Scream Queen School, where it's just where
I
all the
love
Scream Queens train and stuff. It's super silly, but it is actually one of our funnier horror comedy sketches.
That's awesome.
That just sounds awesome.
It does.
Can you imagine, like, you know, like Laurie Strode teaching Sydney, you know?
Well, it was me as the teacher, and I was playing this really over the top guy called Lungs Biggerstaff, and I had this cheesy mustache and like yellow glasses, and like I was like, I'm just trying to teach these women how to scream right, you know, like it's just really stupid, but it was really fun. And like we'd have them like try and cross a balance beam while screaming and like swinging and screaming. It's just dumb thing. Like we had access to a school and a playground, so we were just like, okay, what can we do?
Right.
One of the people's failing at the school, and they're just sitting outside on the swing, like.
yeah, basically. Movie Mike says still my favorite horror show sketch to this day. Damn, Movie Mike's an old school.
Did you ever watch? Did you ever catch like the later years of The Simpsons?
I haven't watched in like the last. Excuse me, probably like 6 years. I haven't watched 6-7 years.
It had to be about 10 years ago. We were watching an episode, and it was the Rapture on Earth.
Oh yeah.
This one.
Yeah, and Homer was in heaven, and he's like, "You gotta let me go down there and save my family." And he's like, "Family, God." He's like, "Family." I sent my son down there once. He hasn't been the same since. And it's just Jesus on a swing, like.
I don't remember that one. Damn. Okay, maybe it's been longer
like,
since I've watched it. Shit.
I laughed way too hard for way too long at that moment, just because he was just like.
Damn, yeah, you guys are sweeping this one 73% on 15 votes. Shit. We got 15 votes and only 11 people watching. That's amazing. You guys are fixing it.
Yeah.
No, that's cool though. All right, well, we'll just go ahead and call that. You guys win. You get all 3 points, you sons of bitches. I hate you and I love you.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, there you go, guys. Sledgehammer Horror takes home the win. Congratulations to you guys. But you did have 2 brains instead of 1, so.
That's true.
I was gonna say, if we lost this, it's on her. But since we won, these were my ideas.
Of course. That's usually how it goes.
Tyler Adams says, I've mostly watched the Treehouse of Horror episodes in the later seasons. That's what I should do.
Yep.
I should catch up on those. The Candyman as the coroner and Candyman as the coroner in Final Destination was an epic cameo. Yeah, agreed.
Tony
Big
Todd.
Rod. Hey, Dice says, yep, big shutout. I got creamed, but it was a lot of fun. You know, this was one of the more fun episodes. We got to joke around and play, and the fun thing is when we mess around and expound on the other people's pitch, and we do that, I think, basically every round here. So Stewie says, what an awesome live. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone that joined us. Thank you to everyone that joins us later and watches this later down the road. Make sure you tune in as they go live going forward. Watch me get creamed every single episode. It's reliable. You get to see Cecil eat humble pie every month. But here you go. Thank you guys, Ken and Ashley, for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Seriously, this was such an honor, man.
This
I'm
was
gonna find that Jesus on a swing thing, and I'm gonna
Please
send it to you,
me,
man. Because I'm trying to find it right now. Because I'm telling you, man, when I saw this, I was just dying laughing.
Big Rod, I voted for you, Cecil. I'm biased. I love the Running Man. Thank you. Oh my God, my body's telling me, hey, it's bedtime, buddy. No, it's only 7:30 here. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I got DNN2 to write, so
Right.
I'm on page 53, and I gotta get further and further. It's gonna end up being 120 to 150 likely.
So happy for you, man.
Mhm.
I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, thank you guys very much for joining. Thank you to all of our contributors in the chat. Thank you to everyone that stopped by to watch. And thank you to all of our patrons for supporting the channel the way that you do. We greatly appreciate it. Again, make sure you subscribe to Sledgehammer Horror. The link is in the description box. They do a ton of awesome stuff. They're obviously awesome people. So make sure you go and check them out. Until next time,